So you always know it's Earth Day when Cups shows up. It's been 53 years since the first Earth Day celebration in 1970. Half a century since we first began to think that we might be heading down the wrong road. For many, the publication of Rachel Carson's Silent Spring was a stark wake-up call. The fact that major waterways were polluted was obvious to anyone who lived near them. We became aware of the hole in the ozone layer and learned what was causing it. We passed new resolves and went about cleaning up our act. Actually, in some ways, the Earth is cleaner today than it was back then. We cleaned up many major rivers, we cleaned up the air, we educated folks, we banned some harmful substances. We got on board with recycling. We did many things that were big and obvious and allowed us to feel that we were making a difference. But it is one of our human flaws to have a very short attention span. Out of sight, out of mind. We have recently learned that most of what we put out for recycling does not, in fact, get recycled. We simply produce too much trash and recycling to handle. The years of expecting other, less developed countries to handle our waste in exchange for much-needed money are over. They are drowning in their own piles of trash. The combination of a short attention span, coupled with the never-ending distractions of daily life, and the relentless urging to buy and consume ever more stuff, have brought us to a tipping point. In fact, there are many tipping points, some of which have already been passed. Others we are teetering on the edge of. All of them, once crossed, are irreversible. Humanity is at a crossroads. We have tough decisions to make, and although we may not be out of time just yet, we are racing to beat the clock, which is ever ticking and moving us closer to a life on Earth that will be barely recognizable to most of us who are past middle age. The stories we tell our grandchildren about the world we grew up in will be moved from fond memories to fairy tales. We often refer to the planet as Mother Earth or Mother Nature. And you might remember there used to be a cute ad for, I think it was I Can't Believe It's Not Butter, that featured a woman dressed in goddess garb who pointed her finger and said, "It's not nice to fool Mother Nature." Well, we didn't fool Mother Nature. We fooled ourselves. We bought into the idea that we could just go on ad infinitum, living our current lifestyle of excess and endless growth, and somehow we would never run out of resources. We magically believed that we could live a life of infinite abundance on a planet with finite resources. We were wrong. Our referring to the planet as Mother Earth is significant. Mother, or our notion of the ideal mother, is someone who is always willing to indulge us, to make sacrifices for us, and who not only asks little, if anything, in return, but who will always forgive us our transgressions, no matter what. It is the relationship of mother and child. In human terms, this relationship naturally starts out with us being dependent. But somewhere along the line, we are expected to grow up and come to see our mothers as fellow human beings with their own wants and needs, one of which is the need to be respected. In many ways, it is this infantile view of our relationship with Mother Earth that has brought us to the present moment. We have taken much, but have given back little. We have been thoughtless and selfish, and certainly disrespectful. And we believe that somehow we will be forgiven over and over again, with no effort toward making amends, of changing our ways, of growing up, and establishing right relationship with Earth. I am suggesting that it is time for a different kind of relationship with Earth. Instead of a mother-child relationship, what if we began to explore a friendship instead? A friendship of equals who love and respect each other, who want the best for each other, who are committed to supporting the soul's path of one another, and who will forgive transgressions, but also hold the other accountable as a means of fostering personal growth and attainment of higher consciousness. In the Celtic tradition, there is a beautiful understanding of love and friendship, a deep soul love known as Anam Cara. In the early Celtic church, one who acted as a teacher, companion, or spiritual guide was known by this name. According to the Irish poet John O'Donoghue, Anam Cara is an intentional, sacred relationship that may transcend the boundaries of age, gender, faith, culture, and species in order to befriend another soul. The Anam Cara relationship, above all else, is infused with a flavor of mutual spiritual companionship and guidance. The Anam Cara relationship withstands the test of time and regards each soul's development as essential to the vibrant health and wholeness of the world. An Anam Cara cannot be sought out, but rather is recognized by a reciprocal heart song that says, I know you, I see you, I understand you, I value you, I accept you. My soul accompanies yours. Your Anam Cara is the one to whom you can reveal your true self and know you will be accepted for who you are. When you are with your Anam Cara, you feel that you truly belong. You have been welcomed home. You can take off your mask, shed your cloak of pretense, and know that all parts of you are welcome. All parts of you are received and honored with reverence and care. All life is at a crossroads now, including that of Earth herself. We are now being called to enter into the sacred work of reconciliation and regeneration, to return to our true nature as souls intimately intertwined with all beings and with the sacred. Humanity has deep wounds brought about by unhealed generational trauma. No one living today is exempt from these woundings, regardless of our ancestry. We are all descended from people who were both victims and perpetrators, people who were once deeply rooted to place in their own lands of origin, and who were forced from their homes by conquest, war, starvation, or brutal denial of their culture, language, and beliefs. People native to the lands we now occupy have their own history of wounding, starting over 500 years ago and persisting until the present day. What they suffered at the hands of those who came from Europe to claim this land and its gifts as their own was birthed in distant times by the ancestors of those who sailed here. Unhealed trauma brought forth and perpetuated on others, thus keeping the cycle of harm going. This cycle must stop and begin to be healed by those of us who have awakened to the truth. The healing of our world must begin with our own healing, and the starting point must be a return to the deep healing power of right relationship with Earth. Imagine if we began to cultivate a new relationship, or more accurately, if we began to return to the ancient relationship our ancestors once had with her. Imagine if we asked her to accept us as Anam Cara, to be our soul friend who loves and accepts us as we are, but who also illuminates the ways in which we have fallen short and caused harm to ourselves, each other, and to all other life on Earth. Imagine if we found the courage to open our eyes and hearts to see the damage we have caused, are still causing. To have the courage not to turn away when the truth of what we have done is too difficult to face, but instead to take it in, all the way in, and allow ourselves to face the grief, the anger, the loss, the emptiness the truth brings up, and to process these feelings together in community. Every other creature on Earth knows how to meet its needs without destroying its habitat. A bird knows how to build nests and when to migrate. A bear knows when the salmon are plentiful and the berries are ripe. Right here in Middleboro, right now, we can watch herring making their journey upstream to the lake to spawn under the watchful eyes of opportunistic heron and eagles, hoping for a free meal. Indigenous people allowed the earth to be their teacher and learned how to gather food and medicines. They lived and still live in sacred reciprocity with the earth, asking and giving thanks for the gifts and sacrifices made on their behalf. They understood the web of life, the interbeing of all living things, as Thich Nhat Hanh has named it. What if we made a commitment to seek out the earth's wisdom and in humility, as the youngest species, began to listen to those with hooves and wings and fins and fur, to the creepy crawlies, listen to the plants, observe how they grow, learn their cycles, pay attention to the soil, the rocks, the sky, and the weather. All we need to know is written here. Wisdom is carried on the wind. It is there for us still. Earth is patient. She has been waiting a very long time. All of nature has been waiting for us to return to a place of right relationship and reciprocity. I believe Earth is willing to be our Anam Cara, that she would welcome that relationship in ways that we do not yet begin to understand. She needs us just as we need her. She is unable to complete her soul's journey without us, and surely we cannot continue to live without her. So on this Earth Day of 2023, let us resolve to once and for all put away our petulant, childish ways. Let us vow to ourselves and to Mother Earth to step into our humanity as full members of the family. Let us each take up the thread of the web of life that we have allowed to become frayed or broken, and using our own unique gifts and the power of our love, make the web whole again. Let us enter into right relationship with all living beings. Let us seek forgiveness, vow to do better, take responsibility for the healing of ourselves and all that we have harmed, and let us humbly ask that Mother Earth embrace us as Anam Cara, and let it be so.